Hello, everyone. Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Books. Look, I'm here. It hasn't been 2 weeks. I got just a tiny bit, plus an extra special thing. We'll be doing that last. So let's just jump in. We got the new Aquaman. It's called Emperor Aquaman. It's Jeremy Adams is the writer. John Timms is the artwork for it. And it's a new kingdom and a new day, and he's the Emperor of Atlantis. And people are still trying to mess him up. So he gets to kiss Mira, though, so he's got that going for him. But, yes, it started off as this weird thing that I thought was going to be much more convoluted, I guess. And it really isn't. It's just, here I am. I'm Aquaman. Here's Atlantis. Everything's back to normal. Hail the new age. So, but they didn't change the numbering on it. Bravo, DC, for not trying to get another number one out of us. Speaking of number ones, it's Godzilla vs. America. Godzilla vs. Portland. That's right, kids. He went to Portland to get all the craft brewers. Alright, so here's our stories. We have Godzilla vs. Sasquatch. Story art and letters by Colleen Coover. Dog Day Afternoon. Story and art by Kat Ferris. High Score. Story and art by Caitlin Yarsky. Under Siege in the 503. Story by Mark Russell. Art by Eric Donovan. So everybody else is a single organism. This one's fun. The first one. Look at all the sound effects, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and it's Godzilla attacking. These are all basically the same exact thing. Godzilla attacking Portland until the Sasquatch hive mind comes along to save the day, as it were. But no, all of them. They're all great art. It's all Godzilla attacking Portland. If you're wondering what it was about, it's Godzilla attacking Portland. Get it? Good. All right. Well, I'm going to save that one. I'm going to save it. Sonic the Hedgehog is up to number 85. We're all excited about issue 100. Don't know what's going to go on, but story is Evan Stanley and Ian Flynn. Art by Min-Ho Kim. And this is the road. It says the road to Sonic 100 starts here. So the little one, Sage, comes along with Belle, one of my favorite critters. We got Metal Sonic, Dr. Eggman. They're looking for Dr. Eggman and Metal Sonic, and Sage and Belle are trying to do it together. And Sonic comes across a doppelganger, and there's lots of... Did I mention he runs really fast in this? Like, that happens oh so often. But, yeah. And Belle's in it. We all love Belle. The road to 1,000. You know, that means it's 15 more issues. So the road to 1,000 won't even be this year. Let's look at that. I did math. Alright. And then we're up to Supergirl 11. Something about the reign of the Superboys? I think not. Let me find out. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Is that the art? Okay, look at this. See right there? You see that? Do you see that? I'm supposed to be able to read that. It's called Old Man Comic Book Reviews for a reason. Hold on a minute. Sophie Campbell is our writer and artist. I knew she was the artist. Oh, I'm back over here. I knew she was the artist because it looks like Sophie Campbell drew it. So that's all I had to read was that. And she's in Kandor after the... This is all this stuff that happened after KO, which I read none of, unless it bled into my stuff. So, yep. Now she's there to be attacked by her cousin Zora Villar, or the Black Flame. No drama in there. So, yeah, it's Supergirls. Super women. Enhanced, super powerful women beating each other up. That's it. That's the whole thing. And something going on with Superboy. The reign of the Superboys. I don't even know who this kid is. But there he is. Alright, we got a new number one. You remember many moons ago when they gave me a new X-Men that I was really fond of, and I was like, hooray, X-Men! And then they ruined it. I'm expecting the same from this. This is X-Men United. Because they don't have immortality anymore. So the White Queen is trying to get everyone in trouble by making them follow her. Writer is Eve L. Ewing. Artist is Tiago Palma. I do like this, where she's calling everybody to come be at the new place. And they tell you who all is in it. They're starting up the university. Can you even see that? There's that better. Starting up the university again. It's got everybody. If you can't think of somebody, although I don't know why someone thought they could call Scott Summers Slim. No one has called him Slim in, I don't know, forever. And didn't him and White Queen used to do the nasty with each other? I seem to remember this being a thing. So we got kids in the what do you call it, the danger room? Kids in the danger room, and people going to have adventures and doing stuff and helping mutants and trying to pick up all the pieces. Although I kept no track of it with that nonsense they did last time. That was just ridiculous. So we'll see. It ends with the entire mansion on fire. First issue. It's always a good time to set the mansion on fire. So that's those. Now, recently we had a inside garage sale that turned rather anticlimactic at the Expo Center here in Kalamazoo. But they had a craft show at the same time, and stuck in the back of the craft show was this gentleman selling his wares. His company's name is Good Ideas. If it's from us, it must be a good idea. That's what it says on the back here. So we figured we'd get some of his stuff. We have the first issue of Rigor Mortis, which is a horror anthology from Good Idea Comic Books. Let's see if it gives me... It doesn't... Okay, it does. The first story, Voodoo Revenge, is written, drawn, lettered by Maximilian Meyer and edited by Mark Stanislawski. Mark Stanislawski is who we saw. He was there. And he autographed our comic books with a pen, even though he was sad that he didn't bring his Sharpie. So, Voodoo Revenge is pretty, killed somebody's kid. Voodoo woman is coming after you. Stuff like that. Then the second story, called Happy, is just weird. I'm not seeing it. Hold on, kids. Hold on, everybody. Oh, maybe not. Written by Matt Singleton, art by Raul Orte, and lettered by Mark Stanislawski. Mark had the worst job there. The artwork's cool, though. You want me to show you some artwork? Here's some artwork for that one. I really kind of like the artwork for the Voodoo Revenge. Let me get a good page. But I liked that. Here's a good page. Look at that. I love a good horror anthology. Mark Stanislawski. And it said coming soon. Rigor Mortis 2. And then this, which was awesome to see, from Blue Moon Comics, called Mystery Adventure Tale. Look at this thing. If you can't tell, I don't know how it shows up on camera, but this is yellow. So there are different stories. We have a superhero in it called the Hornet, with Lloyd Smith as our writer and Brian Pimenta is an artist. And there's this big ugly guy killing people, and he's there, the Hornet. I didn't see a good picture in here at all. And then we have the prologue to the next book I'm going to show you, called Elvis Lives. And it's... the artist will be the same, because I think it'll be easier for me to find. The idea, basically, the concept is that Elvis isn't interested in dying on the toilet when he wants to be an FBI agent. So, here we are. Created and written by Mark Stanislawski. Visually created by Peter DeLuca. Visually created is a very nice way of saying written or artist. So, and then finally there's the Black Rose. Story by, hold on. Story by Lloyd Smith. Art by John. That's a font, isn't it? John Souter and Steve Adelsey. And the Black Rose is a... 2 seconds, kids. The Black Rose is a superhero who's busting up a drug ring. And it's you know, it is what it is. The artwork is what you expect from the time period and the things like that. This is pretty good. For $2.95 or $3.50 Canadian. Not too shabby. So, and it's huge. Look at the size of this thing. Speaking of huge, then he gave us the X-File. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Elvis Files. Look at this clunk. Look at this clunk here. So there's apparently, and it's the same guys. As I said before, should I just see if it's in the back somewhere? Hold on, kids. Mark Stanislawski, and Peter DeLuca. And I like Peter's artwork. It's weird. And plus the fact that you got, you know, Elvis with some plastic surgery. But the artwork is just very, very, what's the word I want to look for? Hyper stylized. It is odd. And I'm looking for just the perfect panel to show you exactly what I'm trying to talk about here. But yeah, it's Elvis. And they're hunting after a man who every 30 years plucks eyeballs from people and it gives him immortality. But he has to get a set of each color. So brown, blue, gray, green. I think there's one. No, that's it. Is that it? Brown, blue. Brown, blue, gray, green. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, I watched this thing and I'm like, I gotta show these guys this thing. Here, look at this. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Very cool. So, I don't know. He didn't really give us any sort of, this is what we do and this is how to get a hold of us thing. It was very nice of him. He also had a sketchbook in the back, which I thought was nice. But we've delved into the world of Mark Stanislawski. So look it up. Stanislawski. It's just like it sounds. I'm not spelling it. You can't make me. So we found these at the Kalamazoo Expo Center in the craft fair. They stuck this poor man in the corner all the way in the back. And he forgot his Sharpie and he was mad at himself for forgetting his Sharpie. But we told him we didn't mind. An autograph is an autograph. So there you go. You got to go to weird places sometimes to find weird comic books. What are you going to do, right? All right, let's look and see if we have any non-superhero comic. Godzilla's not a superhero. So the run is 4 superhero, 1 Godzilla. And these. But that's a special segment thing. We're not counting those right now. Although, why not? Here, well, they're still not superheroes. But if you do that... Oh, is it a tie? Yeah. Oh, there's a superhero, though, in Mystery Adventure Tales. There's 2, actually. So we're going to call that the superhero one of the bunch. So it's still superheroes. You can't. There's 3 different superheroes. Because you got the Black Rose, you got the Hornet, and then you've got Elvis. We'll give Elvis the benefit of the doubt in there. So there you go. There's your stack for only 1 week. You believe this? I don't even know. I looked at what's coming out for this week. I think I saw like 8 books. Ugh. It's a lot. I keep trying to bring out other books when they cancel other books on me. So, let's do this now since we have the first issue of X-Men United. I'm going to go with it will be canceled before the 12th issue. I believe this in my heart. The artwork's great, though. I really wish they wouldn't cancel it. And I love seeing that many X-Men in one book. And the White Queen is cool looking. They don't even try to make her like mega slutty like they do so many times in other comic books. So, and there's a little Lockheed in it. Just a little spoiler for you. So, 12. I'm going to say 12. That's my guess. Here, let me ask my wife. What do you think, Ma? More than 12? She has agreed with my prediction. My daughter's over there, and I'd ask her, but she's sleeping. So I'm not asking her. All right. So, anyways. There they are. Now, here we go. You ready? You ready? Okay. As we near May is Free Comic Book Day. The first Saturday of May is Free Comic Book Day. You go to your comic book store of choice, and you go ahead and get some free comic books. I legitimately, it's one of the few times I go to Rocket Comics in town, because that way I can get books at my store, which I stand in line for, and then I can go to Rocket Comics and get more comic books, because I'm sneaky. So maybe I'll take the granddaughter. No, they won't wait in line with me, especially if I'm dressed like Kamen Rider again. We'll see. So, May 4th. No, I don't know if it's May 4th. It's May 4th a lot. And I'm not going to... Oh, here, I'll check. Hold on. I think the first Saturday in May is probably the 5th. Let's look. Be just a second. Thank you for your waiting. If I had some hold music, I'd play it for you. Wow. Old man phone. It goes very fast. May 2026. Apparently, according to my wife, who's way faster at this sort of thing than me, the first Saturday in May is the 2nd. This is great, because then we don't get those silly ass Star Wars jokes. May the 4th. Revenge of the 5th. Blech. So, May 2nd. If you live in Kalamazoo, I hope to see you at Fanfare. I'll be the fella dressed like Kamen Rider 2. So, look for me. And let's do the other thing while we're here about reading comic books. Comic books are good for you. You get to use your brain because you are coordinating between imagery and words at the same time, giving the comic book thing a false sense of movement, because things occur in the white space between panels. Yes, I know some comics don't have white space between their panels. But it does. So it's better for you. It makes your brain work. You can find things you like. They're coming out with new comic books all the time. I recommend you jump on the new Moon Knight that we did last time, because that comic book just ruled. Mark Spector Moon Knight was so good. It was the weirdest thing they put out by Marvel in a while, which is always interesting when they decide to do that. So, yes, go to the library. Go to a used bookstore. Go online. You don't have to read just superheroes. I picked up a new manga called Magical Girl Dandelion. I picked it up for one reason. My daughter's name is Dandelion. And it's cool. It's a magical girl book, so you get what you get. But it's still interesting and weird. So it was a very good manga. I have not finished it, so that's why it's not here. Which reminds me that I have another graphic novel that my wife bought for me. The FBP, Federal Bureau of Physics. It's really good. It ends on a cliffhanger. I have to see if there's more. I'll show it to you next week when I bring out all the other comic books, because there's going to be so many. So that's all I got. I'm glad I did this right away, because next week's, or this week's, is 8 more books. Oh. So in the meantime, remember, go read a comic book.